I'm not really too big on animated films, but I decided to give this one a shot, and you know what? It took me by surprise. Starring Chris Hemsworth, Brian Tyree Henry, Scarlett Johansson, and Michael Keegan, we have ourselves a new Transformer movie that is not directed by Michael Bay. Thank goodness he is just a producer for this film because director Josh Cooley does a brilliant job handling this film. I need to make a disclaimer to let y'all know that I did not grow up with the original animated series or the toys, so watching Transformers 1, it was really a first time experience witnessing their true glory, their true form. Transformers 1 follows Orion Pax and D16 before they became Optimus Prime and Megatron. It's like that very typical cliche annoying saying that we hear all the time, sometimes enemies started off as friends. And surprisingly, the friendship here between Orion Pax and D16 is pretty good. It's pretty well developed. Orion Pax and D16 are just lowly miners trying to survive day to day, but Orion Pax believes that there's more to them. Orion Pax feels that there's more to their life than just being miners, so he goes out of his way whenever he can to find evidence, to find clues into restricted archives in search of what they call the Matrix of Leadership, a mythical object that can restore the flow of energon on Cybertron. That's right, baby. In case you didn't know by now, we're not on Earth. We're actually on the Transformers planet Cybertron. And the only way for the Transformers to lead a better life, be free, and defeat the Quintessence, they must find the Matrix of Leadership, which is unfortunately not our main character's job. It's actually this guy named Sentinel Prime, the last remaining member of a group of Prime that were trying to fight the Quintessence, a group of invaders trying to take over Cybertron for the resources. But as Orion Pax and D16 literally fall deeper into the rabbit hole, they discover a conspiracy that affects all Cybertronians. And like I said at the intro, I was thoroughly impressed with this film. I can't believe I was actually chuckling and having a good time in a Transformers movie. Wow, I can't believe it. The last good Transformers movie we ever got was the Bumblebee movie with John Cena and Haley Steinfeld. And you know what? I gotta tell you, Transformers 1 is just as good. Let's get this out of the way. The visuals here are fucking gorgeous. There is not a single moment in this film where the animation looks terrible. No, every single scene just looks like it was masterfully put together. I can't believe that animation has gotten to this point where it literally looks like another reality that we can believe to be true. 20 years ago, we could only dream of animation that looks this sexy, but goddamn, holy shit, it is a reality. And all the vocal performances here are rock fucking solid. Now, of course, some people may be a little questionable with Michael Keegan playing Bumblebee, but you know what? He does a pretty good job. I'm not gonna lie though, I kinda hope for a much more youthful, younger person be voicing Bumblebee because that's who he is in the group, I would presume, right? The kid, you know? But then again, I can't confidently say that I know how Bumblebee should sound like. So with great animations and amazing performances, what is the story like? Well, I gotta say the story is pretty strong. Sentinel Prime is looking for the Matrix of Leadership, but Orion Pax and D16 discover a clue as to where it may be. Orion Pax and D16 have no way to contact Sentinel Prime since he's currently on the surface and they're underground, so they take it upon themselves to hopefully find the Matrix and bring it back to Sentinel Prime. And what really makes this story work is the relationship between Orion and D16. While actually searching for the Matrix is the plot, while the actual story is the friendship between Orion and D16. The film does such a great job showing the friendship that Orion Pax and D16 once had before they became Optimus and Megatron. You can really sense the brotherhood that they have for each other, how much they care and they want to help each other succeed. So by the end of this film, when you do see them break up and break apart, it's honestly kind of sad. It's kind of heartfelt. But I can't confidently say that this storyline is perfect because a lot of it felt kind of rushed. Like a lot of modern films targeted towards younger audiences, this film doesn't really have a second to breathe. We're just constantly jumping to the next moment, to the next moment, to the next. And when something should be slowed down in order to let us develop and care and understand, to take in the moment that's happening, especially the friendship with Orion Pax and D16, it's quickly cut short in order to get to the next action sequence because they want to keep audiences and younger people interested, invested in the story. Even though I feel that the relationship here, the storyline and plot could have been all the more impactful if they just took a step back, let the audience breathe, let the relationships, the events that are unfolding sink in, let it really happen to us. And since the character arcs are just happening so fast, some of that can just take me out of the movie. Not all the jokes landed for me, but a lot of my audiences were definitely having a good time and laughing their ass off. The parts that really had me going was the physical comedy, like in that one scene in the trailer with Bumblebee. That kind of shit gets everyone cracking up, and I was glad to see that this entire movie wasn't just relying on dialogue comedy. No, there's actually a lot of smart comedy in here that involves physical stuff. And with the additions of the amazing editing here, I mean, this film just really takes it out the park. There wasn't a single moment throughout this film that I was bored. I was enjoying every single second that was happening on screen. The action sequences were pretty badass. The relationships, the characters were all believable and strong. Although the plot isn't really something new that we haven't seen a million times before, it was enjoyable and believable enough to keep us on for the ride. And the editing and animation here just makes me feel happy for a younger generation that gets to experience this in theaters. I mean, my goodness, what is animation gonna look like in the next 10 to 20 years? Holy shit. I mean, this is glorious. Don't miss out on this one, y'all. You're gonna have a good fucking time with this, and hopefully, maybe, we get a good Transformer trilogy. Alright, that's enough of me. I'll catch you guys next time.
Throw it up.
I didn't realize how many spoilers were inside the trailer until editing this video. Do yourself a favor and not watch the trailers. Trust my review and just watch the movie. I promise you, please do not watch any of the trailers.
Eat rap poison and I set out for the slow leaks that chose to run that mouth. Run a tight ship and squealing ain't permitted unless you wanna see that villain.